Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kristupas. I'm a historian and a tour guide for 8 years now. And we are now at one of the most spectacular churches in the world, the Church of St. Peter and Paul in Vilnius. I've been born nearby and raised over here. I've been here over 2,000 times and I never have enough. I would like to live over here actually. The church, well, if you look from the outside, it seems quite simple, plain, late Italian Baroque. But if you look inside, there are over 2,000 sculptures, all made from white stucco. And we tell thousands and thousands of Bible stories, also contemporary, meaning 17th century contemporary. The church has been built by the local chief of war named Pazzi, also connection to the Italian Pazzis. And it symbolizes both war and peace. It symbolizes God and the devil, of which the authors are Italian, mainly Giovanni Battista Galli and Pietro Petti, coming from the Ticino region from northern Italy. It's not just that you see good things inside, you see plenty of evil spirits, and the churches both raises you to the heaven, teaches you humility, and shows you what happens if you follow the devil's advice and if you get seduced by him. I think this is one of the most wonderful marvels of the world. I would put it into maybe 10 most beautiful churches that I have seen. And usually people don't know about it. We come over here to Lithuania, we think, just one of many churches in Vilnius. We have, well, over 100 in the whole city. And when we get inside, we don't want it to ever get out. While visiting the church, I will show you not all of the 2,000 sculptures, but some of the most interesting ones. The tour will take place inside the church and will spend around 1.5 hours. That's barely enough to cover basics, but I'll try to show you the most interesting sculptures and tell the most interesting stories. And it tells the story of Lithuania in the mid-17th century, when the country was gripped by famine, it was gripped by the plague and by war at the same time, when we were fighting all of our neighbors. What makes the church different from most of the churches in Europe is the sheer number of sculptures. We cover everything from the ground to the ceiling, and each sculpture looks completely different. We are not two ones alike. And it is simply impossible to understand how could the artist achieve such a mathematic perfection, because each of the 2,000 sculptures looks as if it's connected to each other, in mathematics, in geometry, in art, in everything. And still each sculpture has something very personal in it. What's really interesting is also that the church is enjoyed not just by people who like complicated Baroque art or art history or history in general. I had great success even with small children over here. They completely forget themselves while inside, either listening to the stories or just looking at the sculptures. And this is a perfect opportunity to forget the present world, which I find quite anesthetic and ugly in many cases. Here you go into history, you delve into the deepest remnants of stories, not just connecting the Bible, but also the ancient Greek art and Roman history too, and Lithuanian history. Everything which is already in the past suddenly livens up while inside this magnificent building over here.